Hello everyone. Today I am here to introduce you to the subject landscape design, which has been introduced in the course of BVOC interior design. Landscape design is important to the environment in several reasons. Landscape design focuses on the relationship between people and the environment. Now let's go through the aim of the course. This course intends the student to understand professional and practical aspects of landscape design. Landscape design can be implemented in residential, commercial, or institutional projects. Landscape makes working environment more lively and connected to nature. For example, if there is any working area, let's say an office, and if we add small courtyard in the office, the environment of the office becomes lively and we feel connected to nature. Now let's go through the brief of the course. With the help of this course, student will be able to learn many things. But let's see few of them. Student will be able to design a landscape with architectural aspects, that is, considering the structure, considering the neighborhood, student will design his landscape plan. Student will be able to connect indoor and outdoor spaces or develop them individually. With the help of this course, student will be able to identify various plants used in landscape according to their climatic condition. Even the architectural elements or landscape elements which has to be included in the landscape design, student will be able to learn all these materials and elements through their site visits, through market survey, etc. So, with the help of this course, student can execute small scale landscape sites. Now, let's move forward towards importance of landscape design. In our day-to-day life, when we get frustrated and exhausted due to daily work routine, we need peaceful, relaxing atmosphere at our home. So, the area around our home is very important. And if we add some landscape area around our home, spending some quality time over there will help us to connect with the nature and refresh our mind. Even if we add semi-covered sitting area in this landscape, even this small space will help us to connect with the nature. Adding paths and walkways will help us to keep mud and water from being followed into the house. So, if we design a landscape for the particular area, then this area is going to add enjoyment to our house. This area is going to be more attractive and more functional. Landscape can also increase property value, aesthetic appearance and conserve energy. So, with the help of landscape design, the aesthetic appearance of our site increases. It will help us to conserve energy and it will increase property value. If you are designing landscape for particular area, there are some objectives which has to be followed. to make your design more appealing, successful, you should have some landscape knowledge to design it, as well as architectural features and neighborhood characters of your site should also be considered. For example, if there at the right side of your plot, if there is any disturbing area, then you can add some plants over there or any architectural element to hide it or to avoid the nuisance. So, the architectural features and neighborhood character should be studied before designing. Landscape designing is based on some basic principles and elements. So, with the help of these principles and elements, landscape design can be more appealing. And to make it more easy, natural and man-made existing features of your site should also be studied. For example, vegetation, topography, drainage, soil, climate. Vegetation is if there are any existing plant, trees on your site. Topography is levels in your site. Drainage is position of septic tank or any existing water body on your site. Soil is condition of the soil. Climate is the climatic condition of your site. So, all these factors has to be studied before designing or before starting your landscape drawing. Now, you might think landscape is just a green area or a garden. But when we look deep into it and try to break landscape word in two parts, that is, land means both a place and the people living there. Scape means to shape. To shape the place is a landscape. Now we will see this through the images. In this first image, I have shown open land, and in the second image, this open land has taken a shape with the help of shrub, lawn and pebble. So this land has given a shape. This is called as landscape. Landscape design. Now, to make your design more appealing, more attractive and functional, you should have some knowledge of landscape design. This landscape design is based on first, landscape design principles. Second, landscape design element. So, if there is any plot and you want to develop a landscape for this, you should study these landscape design principles, landscape design elements. If we implement them on our site or in our designing, it will help us to develop our design more functional and more attractive. These elements will help us to add rhythm in our design. They will also help us to add unity at some places, or if you want to highlight any particular area, with the help of this element or principle you can highlight those areas, and even if there are any transition in the places, you can highlight those. So how to transit the place, or how to place a focal point in your site, or how to repeat a plant species, or how to show unity in your design. And even with the use of different color shrub elements, you can highlight your objects in the landscape. So we are going to study them deeply. In this session, I am going to cover landscape design principles. So let's go through it. Landscape design principle. These principles of landscape design are guidelines or tools that designer can use to create attractive, pleasing and comfortable landscape. So let's see the principles of landscape design. There are about 7 landscape design principles. First is unity. Second is balance. Third is transition. Fourth is focalization. Fifth is scale. Sixth is repetition. Seventh is contrast and harmony. So, let's study them one by one. First one is unity. Unity means creating design that unifies the landscape, which includes two main streams of repetition and consistency. Repetition is used to bring about unity in your design by repeating like elements, which includes plant decors in the landscape. That is, if we use a similar color shrub or a similar element in landscape, it will help us to achieve unity in our design. And different architectural elements like stone, light or any mural, and if they are repeated in our design, then it represents consistency in landscaping. I will explain this with the help of pictures. In this first picture, red flower bed at the center of the house is repeated on the right side and left side of the house. So this is unity. And in the second picture, architectural element is repeated consistently and green shrub and yellow shrub are repeated consistently. So this is consistency in unity. Unity in your design can be achieved by using similar color shrubs, similar color trees, similar color material, or consistency can be achieved by using architectural element which has similar characters or which looks similar. So similar use of similar objects, use of similar color shrubs will help us to achieve unity in consistency. Second is balance. Knowing about landscaping balance is the foundation for whatever design you want to create. Balance is simply a sense of equality. Landscaping balance can be divided in two parts, that is symmetrical balance and asymmetrical balance. Symmetrical balance is having an identical landscape on both sides, and asymmetrical balance is having a different landscape on both sides which has been balanced with the help of different color, different density or different height of the plants. This is asymmetrical balance. Working on symmetrical balance into your design is the easiest way to provide balance to whatever you plant. Symmetry is a concept almost everyone should already know about. It makes a design look more simple and elegant. And asymmetrical balance will help us to give an artistic look to your design. I'll explain this both symmetries with the help of pictures. First is symmetrical balance. In this picture you can see identical landscape, that is identical tree, shrub, plant on both sides. And asymmetrical balance, you can see this heighted tree at one side is balanced with the help of dense shrub of different density and height. This is asymmetrical balance. Third is transition. Gradual change in composition of landscaping represents transition from one state to other state. To add more attractiveness in landscaping, we have to transit from land to water body or pathway or sitting. If we use different plant sizes varying in color, intensity, demonstrate transition. Transition in your design can also be applied to the texture, foliage, shape and size of different elements. So if you are using any particular element, or let's say if you are using a rough surface tile which is surrounded with the help of shrubs, this can be the transition from lawn to this tile area. So transition can also be applied to texture, foliage, shape and size. As you can see in this picture, the tiled pathway is being transited with the help of lawn pebble area to this brown sitting area. So this is transition in your landscape design. Transition can be achieved with the help of using different texture or different shrubs, different size of the shrubs, etc. Fourth one is focalization. Having some area within a landscape that captures your attention becomes a focal point. That is, if there is any area which breaks your vision, becomes a focal point. For example, if you are designing a backyard and if you find something interesting that captures your eyes, that is fountain, sculpture, is called as focal point. In short, focal point is that which captures the viewer attention at first. So, if you add too many focal points in your landscape design, it will confuse the viewer. He won't be able to concentrate on one thing, or his vision won't be guided in the proper way. So, to avoid this, you should add only one or two focal point in your design to guide the viewer eye to the focal point. Or even some elements can be used to guide viewer's eye to the focal point. So avoid too many focal points in your design and try to incorporate only one focal point that will draw viewers' attention. In this picture you can see fountain is the focal point, and in this second picture circular sculpture area is the focal point. Fifth one is scale. Now this means you are planting with the assumption of how tall your plant is going to grow or how much area it is going to cover. To understand scale, you should know each plant needs sufficient place to grow. That is, you should consider size and proportion of your plant in respect to its surrounding and structure. Your tree, your plant or any architectural element should be proportional to your structure. Scale is depend on these factors, that is size of structure, surrounding objects, trees, neighborhood building, etc. In this first picture, you can see the shrubs are planted, but these shrubs are not proportionate to the structure, so these are out of scale. In this second picture, these shrubs are planted with two tall trees on the both sides. So these trees are proportionate to the structure. So this is scale. Scale is simply that you are planting with considering your structure, height of the structure. Sixth is repetition. Repetition in landscaping represents planting group of plants of similar color, size and shape at equal interval. Basic elements or features in landscaping used in series or sequence represents repetition. And even similar lines, curves, texture, color help us to show repetition in our design. As you can see in the picture, red shrubs and purple shrubs are planted at equal interval. So, this odd and even combination forms visually satisfying pattern and creates rhythm in landscape. So, repeating plants at the equal interval in the odd and even combination help us to achieve rhythm in our design. This was repetition. Seventh is contrast and harmony. Dissimilarity contrast in design helps to highlight certain elements, while synchronization harmony in landscape element creates a unified look. This principle can be considered combination of all the principles, that is unity, balance, transition, focalization and repetition, in which some elements are highlighted, some can be focal point and some are transition in different elements. Contrasting elements draw the viewer's attention when they are placed next to each other. So, if you add contrasting flower beds, contrasting architectural element, it will help us to draw viewer attention. In this picture, you can see the brown color sitting area has a different material and the pathway has a different material. So they are contrast to each other. So this is contrast in this design, and this circular shrub on the both sides adds harmony in the design. So this is contrast and harmony. So with the help of these landscape design principles, designing a landscape can be a nice way of unleashing your creativity, utilizing unity, balance and scale. All can help to influence the design of your landscape. With this all basic principles, you can achieve unity in your design, rhythm in your design, balance in your design, transition in your design. So depending on your theme, depending on your concept, you can develop your landscape according to these principles. Thank you.